40 hadith, and hadith number 28. عن معاذ بن جبل رضي الله عنه قال قلت يا رسول الله أخبرني بعمل يدخلني الجنة ويباعدني عن النار قال لقد سألت عن عظيم وإنه ليسير على من يسره الله تعالى عليه تعبد الله لا تشرك به شيئا وتقيم الصلاة وتؤتي الزكاة وتصوم رمضان وتحج البيت ثم قال ألا أدلك على أبواب الخير الصوم جنة والصدقة تطفئ الخطيئة كما يطفئ الماء النار وصلاة الرجل في جوف الليل ثم تتجافى جنوبهم عن المضاجع حتى بلغ يعملون ثم قال ألا أخبرك برأس الأمر وعموده وذروة سنامه قلت بلى يا رسول الله قال رأس الأمر الإسلام وعموده الصلاة وذروة سنامه الجهاد ثم قال ألا أخبرك بملاك ذلك كله قلت بلى يا رسول الله فأخذ بلسانه وقال كف عليك هذا قلت يا نبي الله وإنا لمؤاخذون بما نتكلم به فقال ثكلتك أمك وهل يكب الناس في النار على وجوههم أو قال على مناخرهم إلا حصائد ألسنتهم. No, this is 28. 28. Yes. An authority of Mu'adh ibn Jabal radiallahu anhu said, I said, O Messenger of Allah, tell me of an act which will take me into Jannah and will keep me away from the hellfire. He said, you have asked me about a great matter. Yet it is easy for him for whom Allah makes it easy. Worship Allah without associating any partners with Him. Establish the prayer, pay the zakah. Okay. Tell me after. You know, this is the Prophet ﷺ speaking, not me. This is the Prophet of Allah speaking. You just cut him off. On the authority of Mu'adh bin Jabal radiallahu anhu said, I said, O Messenger of Allah, tell me of an act which will take me into Jannah and will keep me away from the hellfire. He said, you have asked me about a great matter, yet it is easy for him for whom Allah makes it easy. Worship Allah without associating any partners with Him. Establish the salah, pay the zakah, fast in the month of Ramadan, fast in Ramadan, and make the pilgrimage to the house. Then he said, shall I not guide you towards the means of goodness? Fasting is a shield. Charity wipes away sin as water extinguishes fire. And the praying of a man in the depths of the night. Then he recited, those who forsake their beds to invoke their Lord in fear and hope, and they spend out of what we have bestowed upon them. No person knows what is kept hidden for them of joy as a reward for what they used to do. Then he said, shall I not inform you of the head of the matter, its pillar and its peak? I said, yes, O Messenger of Allah. He said, the head of the matter is Islam, its pillar is the salah, and its peak is jihad. Then he said, shall I not tell you of the foundation of all of that? I said, yes, O Messenger of Allah. So he took hold of his tongue and said, restrain this. I said, O Prophet of Allah, will we be taken to account for what we say with it? He ﷺ said, may your mother be bereaved of you, O Mu'adh. Is there anything that throws people into the hellfire upon their faces or on their noses except the harvest of their tongues? The purpose of life. What's the purpose of life is ultimately to get ourselves into Jannah. To be saved from Jahannam. So to make sure that we enter Jannah and to be saved from Jahannam. Allah says in the Quran chapter 3 verse 185. Who is the successful person? He says, all life must taste death. كل نفس ذائقة الموت وإنما توفون أجوركم يوم القيامة. And you will be, and it will be promised, it will be promised with a reward on the Day of Judgment. فَمَنْ زُحْزِحَ عَنِ النَّارِ, and whoever is saved from the fire of Jahannam and entered into Jannah, فَقَدْ, qad means verily, indeed, no doubt. فَقَدْ فَاز, verily he has attained success. That is what is a successful person, if I was to ask you guys? In your own field, you will tell me a successful person is a person who has a PhD and then a postdoc, and then he has a great following of students. He's written so many articles, or now he's successful, he's stable, he has a beautiful family, or she has a wonderful husband that provides for her. She doesn't have to worry about anything. All she does is just go around and just shopping. We will say this is success right here. This is what we all work for. This is why we get up early in the morning, come back home late at night to do that. But Allah says that's not success. Success is when you're saved from the fire of Jahannam, you made it, you're successful. So our definition of success is different than the definition of success with Allah. Rather, I should say the definition of success with Allah is different than ours. It's different. Allah intends Islam for us to be easy. Hence, we make things easy for people and don't make things hard for them. We give them glad tidings and don't give them, and don't repel people. There's hadith of Sahih Muslim, the Prophet ﷺ said. Also in Bukhari, it says you have been sent to be easygoing and not sent to be harsh. Allah tells that to the Prophet. Hadith Qudsi. And when it comes to extremism in the religion, I don't mean when I say extremism, my definition of extremism is what Islam says to be extremism and not what the West says is extremism. Because the West, their definition of extremism is way off. But that's the time and age we're living in. We're living in a time and age where terminology matters a lot, and that's why something like the word jihad, people hate it. Why? Because it was given a bad name. Something like the word hijab is hated, or even the word sharia. We don't want sharia law. They get scared. Why? Because when they see sharia law, it's shown someone's head is cut off. But that's sharia. They don't tell you why was his head cut off. They don't tell you that. Whereas in America, when was the last time? See, now you guys are telling me some ustaz he hit someone, with the pipe and got infection. How many of that happens a day? Huh? How many of that happens a week or a month or a year? Maybe once in the 100 years. That's it. That's why he made national. But in America, trust me, every single minute, every 8 minutes, someone gets raped there. 7 or 8 minutes, I forgot. And then in school, little kids get killed and massacred. They don't talk about these things. And then they tell us Sharia law. Well, someone's head gets chopped off. They don't tell you why his head got chopped off. Maybe he killed his baby live on Facebook. Just yesterday, someone killed their baby live on Facebook. You know what I'm going to do to him? If I was the judge, I'll cut him up in pieces and then feed him to the dogs in the... our life was better before Facebook came along. Don't you guys think? So whoever has Facebook, cancel it. I think wasn't our life better? There was no killing going on. Because now it's becoming the trend. Everyone either commits suicide, or they're killing someone else, or even raping someone else. Raping, live on Facebook. So they don't want Sharia law, but it's okay for them. Go ahead, buy guns free, no problem, and then go kill as many people as you want. That's okay. They call that democracy and rule of law. So, so when I say extreme, when Islam says extremism, what it means is the person, he doesn't want to get married. That's extremism. He wants to fast every single day. That's extremism in the religion. He wants to pray, and he wants to pray all night. Every night. And the only time he gets to sleep is a little bit before Dhuhr. Or a little bit after Dhuhr. That's the only time he gets to sleep. That's extremism. He doesn't want to work. That's extremism, you see? So I'm not going to tell you guys Sharia law is extremism or going for jihad is extremism, because that's not extremism. That's part of the religion. In this hadith it says what? The peak of it is what? Jihad. Right? The head of the matter is Islam. The pillar is Salah. And the peak of it, the pinnacle of it is jihad. But they have already messed up that name. Tomorrow they're going to mess up Salah's name. And then 100 years from now, Islam is, you're going to be ashamed of it. So extremism is that, what I just said. Because that's what the Prophet ﷺ said. This religion is easy, meaning pray your fara'id. Fast the month of Ramadan. And if you really want to do anything extra, fast Monday and Thursday. Or, if you can't do that, do 3 days in a week, in a month. 14, 15, and 13, 14, and 15. You see? So, this is now balanced. Get married, spend time with your family. Have kids, spend time with them, take them out. That is extremism. So the Prophet ﷺ said, this religion is easy and no one goes to extreme except that he is overwhelmed by it. Meaning, then after a while, he can't do it and then he even lets go of his fara'id. Don't you see some people who used to pray tahajjud, now they don't even wear hijab. Why? Because they went to the extreme and then they got overtaken, overwhelmed. Why? Because they don't understand this concept. Don't do that. If you just came into the religion and you're wearing hijab in a weird fashion way, it's okay. Take it easy. Slowly come about. Change your lifestyle slowly. And if that's all you can handle, be like that. Be stable with it. Don't go out saving the world. That's not your job. Your job is just to save yourself from the fire of Jahannam first. Then when you have a teacher, an ustad, a murabbi, then he will tell you, okay, I think, why are you at the same spot? Let's do a bit more. You have a personal mentor. You guys should all pick one. Someone whom you trust to do that. Otherwise, you guys are just going to be like a headless chicken, just jumping around. Confused. One person says this, another person says that. And you're like, oh, what's going on? I'm so confused. And then you leave everything altogether. Pick someone who's senior in age, someone who's senior in knowledge, someone whom you trust, someone who has experience in the Malay, he knows the Malay culture. It has to be, otherwise, don't go to a little kid, who will crack. Fasting is a shield. What does that mean? It's a shield. It should protect you from committing sins. It should protect you. That's why, when you're not married and you are being tempted by all of these fair-skinned Chinese girls on the street, then fast. It should be a shield for you to protect yourself from them. SubhanAllah, wallahi, all of these things I say, you think it's what people tell me. Ustad, my husband wants to marry Chinese. I say, why do they want to marry Chinese? Because they're more fair skin, and then it gets in my head. Oh, Chinese are fair skin. I didn't know that. I thought you guys are all the same. You think I have experience of going to Thailand, getting married over there? This is what my other teachers, students, Ustad. My brother, he's in Thailand right now. I said, oh okay, why? To get married. I said, but he's married. I said, oh, he's married? So? He said, but he didn't tell his first wife. I'm like, oh gosh, a headache for me now too. So I say, why? And then I find out, then I talk to the brother who got married, and then he tells me how good the girls are in Thailand. I said, so you don't get that from the Malays? He said, no. So this is how I come to know. Otherwise, I don't go to Wikipedia and it says, they don't tell, you don't get that. You don't get that from Google or Wikipedia. You get that from what you guys do, and then all I do is just pick it up, absorb it. So when people are like, when I have the Malay girls come to me and, Ustad, can you find me a husband? I said to them, you have a father? And they say, yes. I said, so tell your father. Why are you telling me? So then they say, Ustad, but my father has told me I'm on my own. Oh, what a father you are then. I'm talking about Malays, not Anglo-Malay. Not Malayized like me. He became Malay after living here for 4 years. Not mayonnaise or... I'm talking about the Bhumi Putras, right? They say, my father, this is what he told me. I said, well, give me your phone number for your dad so I can talk to him why he let you out like this. Anyway, so I said, okay, all right. And then they start crying. I said, why are you crying? No other Malay wants to marry me. And why? Why? What's the reason? Because they either want a Dato's daughter. Wallahi, they told me this. Or the Dato's daughter. Yeah, they want a Dato's daughter. Or they want some businessman's daughter, or they want a Chinese. I said, Chinese? Why Chinese? Because they're fair skinned. And then next thing you know, I'm looking at all the Chinese. I say, I'm comparing Chinese. Fair skin? No. Now they messed up with my head too. So in my class, I have a student, they're cousins. They're cousins. One is dark, the other is fair. I say, are you Chinese? No, to that point. To that point, I messed up with my head. You guys are horrible people. Saying Chinese are fair-skinned and No. They're brothers. The fathers are brothers. Yeah. Like Amalina and Azra. They're cousins. The fathers are brothers. But Amalina, she's, darker, and then Azra, she's fair. And then, so when she first comes, I'm saying, introduce her. I said, are you a Reaver? She's like, no. I said, oh, I thought you were Chinese. But they don't know why I said that, because I have the Malays messing with my mind here. Telling me things in this mind. For me, I see everyone as the same. I don't look at the skin or anything. For me, it's like, okay, you're Chinese, you're Malay, you guys are Malaysian. That's it. So, they made me realize this. And the next thing you know, I'm thinking, oh, okay. So these... But see, that's where what are those people called? The Korea pop? What are they called? Yeah, K-pop. K-poop or something. And that's what they do. They wear some bleach on there, and they make themselves extra white. Because that kind of whiteness, that's not normal. That's like paint white. That's like, the dead people white? When people die, they become white? That's that kind of, that's not normal. But they've deceived our youth, so now everyone's after those kinds of K-pop. You know K-pop? How do you know? Huh? They have what? Oh, yeah. Oh, come on. Don't blame your sister. Because if I ask your sister, she's going to say, I have an older brother. Yeah, just like Ustaz saying, well, I have my students telling me. And then the students are like, Ustaz, don't be blaming on your students. Fasting is a shield. You know, the Prophet ﷺ said, fasting is only Allah gives a reward. There's a hadith in Bukhari, it says, fasting is for me and I alone will reward, meaning Allah is saying, hadith Qudsi in Sahih al-Bukhari, I alone will reward it. What does that mean? Can anyone tell me what does that mean? Farah. One. Allah also knows how sincere you are in salah. Allah rewards you in salah too. Tell me something about fasting, it doesn't apply anywhere else. What's your name? Lina. It's a what? Door? Okay. I don't eat in salah either. Yeah, that's good. You're bringing good points. But no, that's not what I'm looking for. You know, on the Day of Judgment, when a person will go to, after they pass the bridge of Sirat, now there's a bridge called the Bridge of Qantara. You remember? The Bridge of Qantara. In that bridge, that's where we settle our affairs. Oh Allah, this person, he oppressed me. Oh Allah, this person, by oh Allah, this. So what does Allah do? He gives the person's reward to that person that was oppressed, that was cheated, right? So Allah will take those rewards such as salah, such as zakah, hajj, umrah, everything except for fasting. Except for fasting. You know why? Because only Allah rewards, meaning you cannot reward that person through your deeds of fasting. So guess what? At least you will keep the fasting. Only Allah will reward you. Meaning what? It will not be taken away from you. Not be taken away from you. Like salah, it can be taken away from you to be given to someone else to compensate him. All of the things that you mentioned. You see, that's why I said you're mentioning good stuff, but that's not what I'm looking for. Because of all those things you've mentioned. Okay? So you have the answer, but you were on the right track. Worshipping Allah. Don't think you are doing Him a favor. I've mentioned this many times. Don't think you were doing Allah. Thank Allah. He's giving us a chance to put the head on the ground. Thank Allah. He's the honored guest. Salah, Quran is read. Taqwa, fear Allah. Oh young man, fear Allah with regards to this young girl. For you have made her halal through the word of Allah. Fear Allah with regards to her. Fear Allah with regards to her parents. She's always going to be a daughter. Don't ever forget that. And then some basic advice is given. Some basic fiqh, is given. And then salah is made. And then the food is served with Bismillah and there's poor people there too, and then everyone's eating it, and then the dua is made, and then we eat, and then we pray Salatul Isha, and then we say, okay, all right, let's wrap it up. So you see the difference? Oh, so Allah, He's watching. He's all seeing. He sees this couple pleasing Him in the most. A girl, this is her, when she was born, when she started playing with the dolls, she's been dreaming about this day. Since that day, since she was playing with Barbie and Ken. That's the day when she started dressing Barbie with white clothes. That's when she realized white clothes is for such a day. That's every girl's dream. That's what they want. That's what they aspire for. That's why they spend 10,000 ringgits on a white piece of cloth they'll only wear once in their lifetime. You think they'll ever wear that white dress again, Farah? Never. They won't let anyone else wear it because no one will want to wear it. It's like a janaza cloth. No one wants to wear your janaza cloth. You know, something so sacred. I don't know what is so sacred about it. You just get married. And then you talk about Allah. Well, I'm telling you, you guys probably thinking I came from some moon. If that's the case, then it's okay. But you know, how is this going to happen? You think this is going to happen? You know, the father has to be ustad? No. It's not going to happen like that. It's going to happen when you guys make it happen. It's going to happen when you... It's going to happen when you guys are like, I don't give a damn what people say. I only care what Allah says. I only care. Because that's what matters. You think the people are going to cry with me when I get divorced? You think the people are going to cry with me when my daughter gets sent back to me? No. So I don't care. The people are just going to come. They've been starving themselves for the past 2 days. Why? Because they're going to eat some nice food and they're going to get some nice chocolate like this. Right? That's all people care. The food, the dessert, the nice songs. Everyone's going to show off their own makeup and their own line of clothing and heels, and they bring a few pairs, and then for every song they change. You know that. For every song they change. You guys must be wondering, this Ustaz is up to date. Where is this Ustaz getting his information from? Trust me, I got spies everywhere. Do you guys do that here or no? In certain cultures, imagine, wallahi, for every song, the bride changes. And then the main dancers, they change too. Can you believe it? Imagine if we change. We can't even be making wudu for every single salah. Even though that's the sunnah. We can't even be praying Fajr. You know, how do you pray Fajr? Do you wear the thobe? Or do you just wear your tank top? You know, and your shorts that just barely cover. Look at the situation. And our hair is all like messed up. You comb your hair for Fajr when you pray? Ah, Ahmed. When you come to class, you comb your hair so nice. And why can't we? But for every song, they will change their clothes. Why? Because it has to match the theme of the song. Just like in the Bollywood movies, one time she's in Sweden swirling around, next thing you know, she's in Australia. In a matter of 10 seconds, we're like, what happened? What happened here? Why? Because in this part of the song, her voice is loud, so she's in the mountains of, you know. That's what happened. And then when she's stretching her voice, like this, and then you see the girl, she's just running until she falls into the arms of the guy who's like far away. What did you say, Farah? I can't hear you.
I don't watch TV.
No, I don't either. So, so they do that. They want to follow. They want to follow the way of the kuffar. Like the Prophet ﷺ said, you will follow the ways of the kuffar like inch by inch. Even if they were to go inside the lizard hole, you're going to go inside the lizard hole just because it's cool. Just because it's a fashion nowadays, Soraya. It's a fashion to look a certain way. No, I don't know. But this guy, he's going to fear Allah. He's a mother. Oh, the mother, she loves it when her son is getting married. That is like, for her, now she's like, okay, now I can die. Now I can die because my dream of a mother is all done. And then when give her a few months, and then when she has her first grandson, she was like, no. Oh Allah, don't kill me yet. Let me see the grandson. She was like, Alhamdulillah, I didn't die when my son got, Alhamdulillah. But that's how extreme it is, right? I mean, that's how much a mother, her extreme love of the son when he gets married, especially if it's the oldest one. Yeah, like my grandfather right now, he's like the happiest old man in the world right now. He's the happiest 85 plus year old man. Why? Because his last son, 27 years old, or 28. Yeah. Yeah, he's 89 or... Yeah, he's my uncle. He's younger than me. Can you believe it? A younger uncle? He's 6 years younger than me. Yeah, same grandmother. My grandmother got married when she was 13. My mom got married when she was 18. That's why my grandfather, he has my son, that's his great grandson. However, from his mother's side, he is a great grandson. His mother's side, yeah. Meaning the mother of the grandmother of my wife is alive. Yeah, she's still alive. Oh, how old? Oh, probably in the 90s. But it's not about how old. It's like when did they get married and then when did they have kids. What was I saying? So you see, the mother, she loses her brain. She gets so happy. Not as happy as when her daughter gets married, as she does. But she says, no. I'm going to sacrifice. If I cannot sacrifice my son in jihad, I'm going to sacrifice my desires for the sake of Allah. That's the least I can do. Yeah? No one's telling you to send your kids out to Palestine to die for the sake of Allah, but sacrifice your desires, haram desires, that is. Huh? Not even halal, haram. That's your jihad. Sacrifice. Well, how? Do it simple. Make sure for every person that you invite that's a rich person, make sure you invite one. I'm not going to tell you 10 because I was about to say 10. One poor person. One of my students, Zarifa, her brother I think was getting married in Penang. They invited all the Rohingya refugees that we're supporting there. How? They didn't just say, oh, you're invited. You think she just said, you're invited? Because that's a fake invitation. She sent a bus. The 55 passenger bus. They come. I don't know how many buses she sent. 1 or 2. I think 2. I don't remember. But this was just a few months ago. Then you have people like her, mashallah. You see, so as a mother, you're gonna do that. You're gonna do that. You're gonna have fun. Trust me. Don't worry. People are gonna come to you and say, "This is the best wedding we've had." But there's gonna be Quran there. You wanna have music? I'm not gonna tell you anything about it. I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. But you're gonna have Quran there. You're going to have. I don't know about the culture here in Malaysia. But I'm assuming it's mixed, right? Is there separate? There's never, huh? I know. But in other cultures, it's separate completely. So we say, go ahead and dress up and everything because it's only women with women and everything. And men with men. Men, we tend to read Quran, give a lecture. I think I gave a lecture at my own wedding. Can you believe it? Everyone was laughing. I was just laughing with them too. It was just a whole bunch of young guys, and then they were like, they were trying to make fun of me, or they were trying to like joke on me, because that's what you do on a guy who's just getting married, right? You just joke on him. Everyone laughs, and they don't know who they were messing with. They say, "So, what you gonna do?" I said, "I'm gonna go on a honeymoon." They said, "For how long?" I said, 40 days. Why? I made them feel jealous because their honeymoon was just, you said, they were like, "Sheikh, we got married, we only got 1 day off from our work." I said, "That's why you guys got to become ustaz. That's where the honeymoon is at. Honeymoon and everything is there." So in a way, it was da'wah for the youth, for the people older than me. Yes? Yeah. Be quiet. Yeah, so then make everyone be quiet. Have a live qari. Oh. You see, have a live qari. But that one only gets invited when someone dies, right? Yeah? Yes or no? No?
Our culture also that the bride sometimes recites the Quran, Khatam Quran before the
Oh, okay. She does. Yeah. Yeah.
Was she being read by the men or was just for the ladies?
Yeah. That's not. I'm not worried about that so much. I'm worried about all the glamour, the makeup, and everything. That's more of a haram than for men to hear her read the Quran.
It's a separate one. The akad is separate and the reception is separate. The akad is a bit more solemn, a bit more religious.
In the masjid.
Yeah, that's your home, but then the reception is
Is that where the jumping up and down comes? Is there dancing in your guys' weddings? Some. Yeah. But in the 70s there was, right? The 60s and the 70s. There was there was the British. Anyone has a cup? The British style. You guys were drinking tea like this, and then go and do the British style. Dancing husband and wife. Yeah, walima is sunnah. Is a big sunnah. You have to do walima. Huh? Then we as a community should collect money, slaughter. How much is a goat? Let's say 800 ringgits, and then 200 ringgits for the rice, curry and nasi. That's good enough. Simple, even if it is dates. Even if it is dates and water and juice. It has to. Why? Because you want to make people happy and make them. It doesn't have to be grand. That's why we shouldn't overburden our our youth. Don't tell your mom, I don't want to be overburdened. Say the money that I spend or that you spend, say, send us for Umrah, for example. Or let us take the 6 months course. Me and my wife. Yeah, at al-Nawawi. Or it can be anywhere, it doesn't matter. But preferably al-Nawawi. But we'll probably just give you your marriage gift free. Oh yeah, that will be my gift to you guys. Okay? Sacrifice, please. These are things you guys can say. It doesn't involve anything. Sacrifice, and then you will see the pleasure of Allah. Alhamdulillah, I think, well, at least in some circles that I'm aware of, they're sacrificing that. You know, the youth are becoming a bit more smart, and they are telling their parents, we don't want a big wedding. The rightly guided people, rulers, were these people. Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali. The first adhan. Is the first adhan the Prophet ﷺ, did he ever make the first adhan in Jum'ah khutbah? You know the Friday prayer has 2 adhan. Did you guys know that or no? Yes, but originally it was only one. In the time of the Prophet ﷺ, in the time of Abu Bakr, in the time of Umar, only one adhan. When was it? When the Imam got on top of the member, Allah, adhan was made. Then when Uthman, he greatly expanded the masjid of the Prophet ﷺ, he introduced 2 adhan. One was like a warning. Hello guys, come, 10 minutes. Whoever is in their shower, you better hurry up. Because the malaika are about to close their books and sit down and listen to the khutbah. When the minute the Imam takes his seat, malaika fold up their books because they're at the doors writing down. Okay, this person came. All right, this person came. All right, this person came. All right, this person came. So as to give you the reward according to your attendance. But now, is that a bid'ah? No, it's not, because the Prophet ﷺ said, follow my sunnah and the sunnah of the rightly guided. So it's not, it becomes as if the Prophet ﷺ, if he was alive, he would have done the same thing. Okay, that's what it is. And it was based on qiyas too, because Bilal in Ramadan, he used to make an adhan, and Abdullah ibn Maktoum used to make an adhan. The Prophet ﷺ said, do not withhold from eating when Bilal makes the adhan. Why? Because he makes it early. Why does he make it early? To warn the people, hey, those who didn't wake up, you still have time. Drink something, eat something. Those who are eating, wrap it up. So that was like a warning. So Uthman made qiyas. Okay, I need a warning too. So he came up with it. Meaning, in our time and age, if we choose not to do the first adhan, it's completely permissible. Because right now, people, we don't work here and there's a big masjid there and then we hear the adhan and then, now everything is by time. Everything is scheduled. Everything is like machinery, You take your break, not when you feel like it. The company tells you when to take a break. Like everything is set. Our life, if you look at it, is really, we're like robots. We're programmed that way. Our salah is even programmed that way. That's why if we don't pray at 1:30, right? If we do not pray, we forget to pray at all. Because because we're so used to the routine of 1:30. That's why you guys should change it up. For me, I don't ever pray at 1:30. I change it up, 2 o'clock, 3, and that's permissible because it's still within the time period. No one can say pray on time, because it is on time as long as it is before I think 4:20 or something, 4:15. So let's say, to be on the safe side, before 4 o'clock. Why? Because I'm always conscious. Did I pray? I'm always conscious. Because what happened is, when I used to always pray right when the sun, Allah, and then sometimes, once in a while, something happens to you. you get busy. So you think in the back of the head, when you look at the time, it's 2:30, you think to yourself, you've already prayed, because you've never prayed at 2:30. And then when Asr comes, you really, and then it's like, too late. Sometimes you have to change it up a bit, just so you can be conscious. So when you are reciting the opening of the salah, right? What is the dua you guys read? وَجَّهْتُ وَجْهِيَ لِلَّذِي فَطَرَ السَّمَاوَاتِ. That change it up. Say something else. Say سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك وتبارك اسمك وتعالى جدك ولا إله غيرك. If you say that, say something else. Like, always change it. What's the dua that you finish salah with? Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min adhab al-qabr wa min adhab jahannam. That one? Yeah? Change it up to Rabbi ja'alni muqima as-salati wa min dhurriyyati rabbana. Or Allahumma inni dhalamtu nafsi dhulman kathiran wa la yaghfiru dhunub. Or Allahumma rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati. Whatever it is, change it up. Always change it up. Say 2, say 1, say 3. That's how you are aware. You're thinking about salah. You're thinking about salah. Subhan Rabbi al-Azim, Subhan Rabbi al-Azim, Subhan Rabbi al-Azim. So next time, Subhan Rabbi al-Azim, mi wa bihamdi. Subhan Rabbi al-Azim wa bihamdi. Right? Or, then after you're done, you say Subhan Rabbi al-Azim, Subhan Rabbi Subhanaka Allahumma Rabbana wa bihamdika Allahumma aghfirli. Right? Subbuhun Quddusun Rabbul Malaikati wa Ruh. Like, you change it up. Your salah has now life rather than autopilot. Autopilot, then that's why you don't remember. Is it 3 or 4? Because it's on autopilot. Change it up, and then if you ever forget, then at least you can say, well, in the first rak'ah I say Subhan Rabbi al-Azim, second rak'ah I say Subhan Rabbi al-Azim wa bihamdi, third rak'ah I say Subhan Rabbi al-Azim wa bihamdi, Subhanaka Allahumma aghfirli, Subbuhun Quddus. Okay, this is the fourth rak'ah. Okay, alhamdulillah. At least that's how, But I bet you most of the times we pray 5 rak'ahs of Dhuhr and Asr. Because we always forget. Why are you guys laughing? That means, you guys are all guilty of this. You guys, the ones that laugh the hardest are the most guilty. Okay? Abu Bakr collecting the Quran. This is part of the Sunnah, even though the Prophet never did it. Umar uniting the Muslims behind one man in Taraweeh. How many rak'ahs? World War III. In about 20 days. In about 30 days. Prepare, everyone get their guns out. Everyone's going to do some shopping now for some islamqa.org fatwas. And the other group is going to go to other. And then, is it 20 or 8? 20 or 8? 8 or 20? 8 or 20? That's the argument. And then guess what? The guy, he comes to the masjid for the first 2-3 days, and then you never see him again. I said, brother, I thought you said 8 is sunnah. Why aren't you praying 8 at least? He said, it's only sunnah. Sister, I thought you were such a strong supporter of 20. Yeah, my husband. All of that fight was useless. Pray 2, pray 30. I don't care. But be consistent throughout the month of Ramadan. This is the only time everything is divided. You pray sunnah, becomes like fard. Wow, you pray sunnah, it becomes like fard. I need all the fard I've been missing in my life. Those young ages when I was enjoying life and I was in... I missed a lot of salah then. No amount of sunnah can make it up, by the way. You guys know that? The month of Ramadan is for me to do as much as I can so it can equal fard. So I can come before Allah. Allah is taking hisab. 10 years, you were a student in Oxford University. You were a student here, you didn't, you can't say, oh Allah, those were my young, no. You can say, oh Allah, look at my optional deeds. That's how you will be able to make up for the deficiency you have in your fara'id. And then your fara'id is multiplied by 70. Everything is multiplied in the month of Ramadan. You make dua, the Prophet ﷺ said, at least one dua is surely accepted. At least one dua in the month of Ramadan. Every day, by the way. Every single day. One dua. So you know what you're doing? Every day you're just making dua. You remember, oh Allah, give me that. Oh Allah, make my affairs easy. Oh Allah, forgive me. Oh Allah, give me health. Oh Allah, make me happy in my marriage. Every day. That's how you're spending the day. You're working, but then when you remember, you do that. Because you know, what if now? What if now? What if now? You wake up in the middle of Salat, in the middle of the night thinking, is it suhoor? You make dua. You're eating suhoor, your dua is accepted. You're breaking your fast, your dua is accepted. All this time, your dua is accepted. Allah is just, He closed the door of Jahannam. That's it. Meaning, you can't go to Jahannam, sorry. Even if you want to. And the doors of Jannah are flung open. It's not like, just open. It's flung open. That means you really have to try very hard to go to Jahannam. You must really want to go there. No, flung open. And then by the way, all the backbiting you've been doing, they can have everything except my siyam. Only Allah will reward me, that's it. And then guess what? Siyam is a protection from the fire of Jahannam, is a shield. So you're in Jahannam for some other crime, and you're just feeling all the discomfort of it, but Siyam is protecting you. Because you stay thirsty for the sake of Allah. So on this day of judgment, when people's tongue is just like on the ground, you won't feel that. You will not feel the thirst on the day of judgment when everyone else feels it. Because you were thirsty here. Anything you feel here, you won't feel there. Everything you don't feel here, you feel there. That's just a rule. So if a person woke up at night crying to Allah over there, a person goes in the hours of darkness to Salah, he will have perfect light. A person who fears Allah in this day, he will be laughing on that day. A person who doesn't fear Allah, he'll be like, oh, what's going to happen to me? I don't know what's going to happen to me. Everything, anything you have in this world, you won't have it there. You have alcohol here, you won't have it there. You wear silk here for men, you won't wear it there. What else? Anything you want. Today I was thinking about all of this stuff, I say, sometimes people may feel all of these ustaz always telling us, give sadaqah, give charity. Oh, these people have nothing else better to do than to be after our money. And give to us. Another said, give to us. But if you look at it, the reality is, when you died, I want you to just look at the person who's dead. What did he do? What is he taking with him? Nothing. And by the way, Islam will prevent you from giving more than a third. So let's say you say, Ustad, I have been so motivated by you, I want to give all of my wealth to al-Nawawi. I said, no, how much you got? They say, I got 1 million. I said, the maximum you can give is 333,000. $333.33, but we'll round it up to 35 cents. Why? Because that's the maximum you can give. But the problem is, so Islam is not going to make you guys poor, trust me. Islam is here to actually even protect your wealth from you. Islam came here to protect sometimes the wealth from you, because sometimes we may go crazy. We're like, that's it. I'm sick and tired of life. Ustad Ali, he told us to give wealth. Here's all the wealth. No, we're like, cap it up. Well, this guy's gone insane. It's called mahjur alayhi. We study this in fiqh. Called mahjur alayhi. The guy, we sanction him. No. The maximum you can ever give from your wealth is 33%, 1/3. And the Prophet said, even that is mine. So when people are asking you to give sadaqah to the poor people or to contribute to some yatim center, they're asking for, the leftovers. Because at least the leftovers will help you in the day of judgment, inshallah. They're asking for the crumbs. Stop. And these are things you should tell your husbands, because, sometimes they're doing this for you guys. Sometimes. They're doing this for you guys. They're hoarding up all this wealth and collecting it for you guys, because they're saying, when I die, I want my wife to not marry. Yeah, I want her to be my queen. You make your men so worried that even after their death, they can't rest in peace. So they're worried about whether you're going to marry. So what do they do? They're saving up so much wealth so you don't have to worry about marrying someone else to make up for all the loss of income. Don't worry about it. Tell them, don't worry about it. قال الله عز وجل يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله, and then hadith, and then I say Muslimin, Muslimat. I don't know how they do it here in Malaysia. Sheikh Hisham, he does it nice. And I just pick one or two hadiths, and I sit. Respect your parents, Jannah, this, that. Sit down. Everyone's like, the people outside when they're eating, what's going on? Oh, they're eating so fast. Oh man, they hate me when I give the khutbah. Say we can't finish our food. And then what do? They wait to see who's giving the khutbah. If they find it's me giving the khutbah, then they don't give their order. And all the cooks, they're cursing at me, those stars. And if it's not me giving the khutbah, then they place the order, everyone's eating in such peace. Because they know when I'm giving the khutbah, they can't enjoy their meal. My point is, when you guys ever give a talk, inshallah, to your, people, your family that you collect once a week, once a month, make sure it's short and, just to the point. So this week's topic will be about respecting your husbands. Next week's topic will be respecting the kids. Why not? Kids love to hear those things. Next month's topic will be israf. Next month's topic will be praying salah on time. Collect one or two, those really good hadith, comprehensive hadith. All of them are good, but I'm talking about the comprehensive ones. That's it. That's how you do it. Why? I don't know. What can you do in your hospital, in your clinic? You need to think about it. Anyway, I'm over time. Thank you very much. I'm sorry for going off topic, you guys. I always do this to myself. How can we finish this curriculum? Which one is our quarter? Yeah, I know. I was looking at it. I was looking at the clock and I thought it was 12:10. I thought it was 12:10. No, I'm just joking. No, I was looking at it and I was like, Suraya, why did you bring that clock? Now you're establishing the proof against me.